Welcome to the fourth week of Trick or Treat Williams, and this time, I wonder if he actually has an education degree. I'm Derek.
I'm Whitney.
I'm Jack.
And this is Bad Movies,
Worst People.
That's the music
Careful.
from this movie.
Careful.
That's the music from this movie.
Oh, man. So, yeah, right off the top, this movie has some wackadoo music. I mean, they are just wildly missing the mark in every scene.
Every scene.
This movie, by the way, I'm going to do it before we get
First.
10 minutes in. The Substitute 3, winner takes all.
I tried, and he caught it.
He did catch it.
Sabotage.
Yeah, usually I'm always editing these, and it's like 20 minutes in, and we're like, wait, did we say what we're talking about? I feel like everybody knows. It's on. You clicked it.
You did click
it's right
it.
there on the
You clicked
title.
the thing.
And sometimes you don't need to name, like, even know the name of the movie.
Yeah.
Wait till the end, like, we
You
don't
figure
recommend
it
it.
out.
All right, cool.
What movie did we do?
Or don't watch it.
It's like Drag Me to Hell, when the title comes up at the end.
Although, that's a good movie.
Yeah.
I watched it for the first time this year.
I think we may have discussed this once before, but the
rewatch
CG does
wasn't-
not hold
yeah.
up. The movie does. The CG does not.
Why you got to use practical effects.
Yeah.
Whether they hold up or not, it's funnier.
You throw Sam Raimi into a studio system, someone's like, no, you can't have $20,000 for cornstarch. I don't understand what's happening.
That's a hell of a cornstarch.
Or corn
Fucking-
syrup, I guess.
It's a hell of a corn syrup budget still. What's he trying to thicken up
There
with all that
will
corn?
Oh,
be
that's how you make fake blood.
I know.
Oh,
Like
okay.
with cornstarch. What are
They're
you
like-
trying to thicken up? You making a roux?
Yeah, I don't know what you use corn syrup for. I don't making
Sweetening
Budweiser.
things.
He's trying to make an awful lot of Budweiser.
Ugh. Sam Raimi just homebrews, but it's only Budweiser. I just got tired of buying it, really.
We have it at the bar. Is in the toilets.
Oh, good.
The
Where it
Budweiser?
belongs.
Oh. I was like, the corn syrup or the Budweiser?
I thought she was talking about Budweiser.
Yeah,
You talking about corn syrup?
No, Budweiser.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's a
good.
terrible way to
Like,
use a toilet.
You buy our beer and then you deposit Budweiser.
Oh, I see.
Ah.
Yeah.
There was a brewery, I think it was Thunder Canyon, that's downtown, and they used to have keg toilets, and they were Anheuser-Busch kegs.
Excellent.
Yeah,
Well played.
good times. But anyway, that's not this movie. This movie is the third in the series of The Substitute movies. The first one starring, was it
Tom Berenger.
Tom Berenger? I want to say Dolph Lundgren. I'm like, no.
No? Oh, man.
Kind of the
Wow.
same thing.
I would watch that.
We're going to learn some
Is he teaching
English? 'Cause
English?
I barely did.
Tom Berenger's like the American Dolph Lundgren.
No.
Have I ever talked about this? How certain actors say a word that I love. The example would be like Mel Gibson says the word perfect very perfectly. It's a hard thing to explain. But what's not hard to explain is how well Tom Berenger says the word fuck. Nobody curses like Tom Berenger. Go watch Major League where he says, I'll shove that ball down your fucking throat. And you're like, oh, man. It's like stepdad trouble.
I will fuck this ball down
Somebody-
your throat.
Somebody's not holding the flashlight right in that house.
You touched the AC again.
Who touched my fucking thermostat?
Dude, we were definitely, that was never even an issue in our house. We were terrified to touch the thermostat.
You should be. As somebody without kids, I feel like I've been robbed of that joy in life of yelling at the thermostat
Yell at the
touchers.
cats.
I don't
do.
know. I don't know if I told this story before. But there was one time I had accidentally left my shoes in the living room, but it had them tucked underneath a table next to, like, you couldn't see them. They were next to the sliding glass door under a table, completely out of the way. The next morning, mind you, I'm like 6th grade. I'm looking for my Asics. And
Sick name drop, bro.
Basic.
And I was like, where the fuck are my shoes? And it's 6:30 in the morning, so my stepdad's a bartender. Couldn't wake him up. But I noticed the grill was moved in the backyard. Little side note, stepdad does have OCD, so everything had a specific spot, and there's no fucking way that thing would have been left there. So I'm like, this dick. Oh my God. So I go out there and I open it, and my shoes are in the fucking grill.
Grilled or not?
Not grilled.
Okay, so
But
like,
He was
next
out of-
time
he was
they
out of
would
propane.
be.
like rare.
they were still blue. But like, I swear to
What shoe size are you? Medium, medium rare.
So we never fucked with anything.
Oh, I wouldn't be able to help it. Every time it looks away, I'm like, skirt, just move whatever I
Oh
could.
no, I did do that. I would get
Good
mad.
woman.
In high school, I'd get mad and I'd like switch where the milk and the water went in the fridge and like the ketchup and the mustard. Go to school, come home, everything is emptied from the fridge. He's cleaning the fridge out and putting everything specifically back into place.
Way to play
Hopefully
with
he doesn't
someone
listen to
neurosis.
this because
He doesn't. No,
I
I
was
told
going
him about
crazy.
it. I was like, I love you. This is what I used to do to fuck with you.
it's okay. I know they don't listen to this because they just got Wi-Fi like last year. So,
If you do listen, I love you guys. Like in 5 years, if you're listening.
but yes, this is the third in a series of 4. So we had The Substitute with Tom Berenger, not Dolph Lundgren. And then we had The Substitute 2 with Treat Williams.
Bunch of East Coast hip hop, and it actually has rapper Guru in the movie.
Okay.
So I mean, like you'd think that's a better movie by what I just said, but it's actually not.
It sounds like it's trying to take Dangerous Minds.
A little bit.
All the substitutes are. It's like Dangerous Minds, except for Michelle Pfeiffer started killing people.
Yeah, instead of throwing candy
I would
bars
watch
and hand
that.
grenades.
I would watch that.
And then this one, and then The Substitute. It's not Substitute 4. It's just The Substitute : failure is not an option.
I think 4 is in the name substitute somewhere. Like instead of a U, it's a 4.
Oh, okay.
I think they got a little
The
cheeky.
Substitute-
It's like it's like Expendables or 4.
Expendables. Yeah.
Affordables.
Expendables.
You did just say substitute.
We're
That
real
one
mature.
is about
So mature.
neo-Nazis.
Uh-huh.
He's like pretending to be a teacher, or he is a teacher, I think, actually at like a military academy, and some guy
Well,
is
this movie
recruiting
lets
kids.
us know that he's got a degree in
He has a doctorate in literature.
Yes.
So he can teach English.
A doctorate? They say that?
Yeah, he said a
Jesus
doctorate in like
Christ.
classic literature or some shit.
Huh.
And luckily, the woman he has to replace here is an English or literature teacher.
That works out swimmingly.
Yeah, it's great. So that happens later in the movie. This movie came out in 1999, direct to HBO. Classy stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Rated R, although I don't think it needs a rating because it's on HBO.
Rated R for nips, though.
Rated R for nips and blood.
Mostly nips.
And some cussing, probably. Pretty sure there's
Nips
some
and
fucks
blood
in
is
here.
like the worst strip club name ever. We're going to go see some nips and blood. What was the last part? And blood.
Oh, Nips and Blood. They specialize. They only let girls dance about 3 to 5 days a month. They'll let you fill in the blanks there.
I got to call out of work. I'm not on my period.
That's where I was going with that one.
The director here, Robert Radler, he also directed The Substitute 4. He directed some awesome, some things that I am very happy he directed. He
Go on.
directed Best of the Best 1 and 2, the good
Ooh.
ones.
I like those two a lot, so you're already getting me going.
He directed Showdown, which I haven't watched yet. It has Brandon Lee and some other people. I bought it because after I watched Showdown in Little Tokyo.
Double showdown, Brandon Lee.
Yeah, I saw this one and I was like, okay.
Yeah.
And then he also directed, a bunch of stuff, but for my noticing, 11 episodes of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
That got his clock ticking.
It did. Yeah, he's like, this is pretty cool. I was like, is it? Is
Oh,
it pretty
was
cool?
it's the
though?
original series, that first 100 episodes.
Oh, back when it was good?
Yeah, when it was good.
Did you know that we had before when Power Rangers was on Netflix, he had a profile just for Power Rangers.
'Cause I didn't want to fuck up my Netflix, so I started a separate
It's
profile.
smart. It's smart.
And added all of the series
It's
to
now
it.
the Bad Movies Worst People.
I figured it was fine.
Yeah, I think so. Mine is also the bad movies, worst people one, because it's the shit that I've already
It
been
just says
watching.
Jack,
Yep.
but
Yep. It knows I'm worst people.
and the guys who wrote this, who I didn't get their names, but they wrote all 4 of these movies.
So I mean, it's
So
like
they live in this world.
you would think
Okay.
there's some like continuity here, but there just isn't.
No.
I have not seen the others. I'm sure I saw The Substitute.
They all
with-
stand alone. Honestly, outside of 3 of them having Treat Williams, because they have nothing to do with the first one with Tom Berenger. They have
Right.
nothing.
yeah.
So there's no carryover there. And then outside of Treat Williams, there's really no carryover between 2, 3, and 4.
Okay.
Even his go-to guy in the last one is like a Italian nightclub guy who wears mesh tank top shirts. You know, I love that. And this one, he's got the Black Ninja. So I mean,
Well, I
don't-
love
I
this.
don't know what happens in 4.
Treat Williams, like, I'm sure they asked Tom Berenger, and he's like, no, I'm too busy making Sniper 7 or whatever he was doing. So Treat Williams came in, and he's just like, yeah, I'll do these forever.
Yeah. Did you say you wanted to pay me? I'll take that payment.
I'll take a payment.
I love Treat Williams. I don't understand his, like,
He's got to remodel his
D-movie
kitchen.
status.
I still think that he just never played the Hollywood game, because
Probably.
on the surface, this is like the nicest fucking dude ever. And I think that this translates to him being a nice. No one ever came out and said anything bad about him.
Ever.
Yeah, this guy kills like 27 people in this movie, and he's just a lovely dude.
Do we ever hear him curse? Speaking
No.
of like how Tom Berenger is
I
really
don't
good
think
at saying
so.
fuck, this guy just says frick really well.
He
Golly
doesn't.
gee, you guys, stab.
He's a man of little words.
I will shove this ball down your frickin' throat.
But he does it better than Chuck.
Oh my God, he does it better than Chuck. Give me Lone Wolf McQuaid with Treat Williams instead of fucking Chuck Funkin' Wagnalls.
Ooh.
I think he missed his calling. He should have just done porn.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
I just learned tonight that his real name is Richard Treat Williams.
Oh my
Dick
God.
Treat.
So he could have just gone by Dick Treat.
Dick Treat.
Or Dick Treat Bill.
Rest in Pictures Treat.
Yeah, we love Treat Williams, man.
Gosh.
So we start with, in this 89-minute, 3 minutes of footage from Kosovo, like real footage, a la Rambo 4, whichever one it was.
Yeah.
Or just Rambo. Sorry.
It's God, dude, the naming of that still bugs me. It's almost as bad as the Fast and Furious movies. Don't get me started.
I'm
I think
closing
after
that door.
I think after Fast 5, they just started making shit up, right?
Yeah. Well,
Well, it was the Fate of the Furious. That's number 8. Get it?
that's not
Fate.
even the Fate of the Furious isn't even wrapping up the final trilogy, which is 10, 11, and 12. God damn it.
Fucking
It's
Vin
so
Diesel. We're
frustrating.
making the end of this series. It's going to be a trilogy. Vin, that's not how trilogies work. This is the 10th movie. It's a trilogy.
Finale. Just looks him dead in the eyes.
Jack texted us the other day telling us he was watching these movies and said something about family. And I literally went to the GIF generator bar thing.
Oh, yeah.
I just typed in family. And I sent so many back to you because those were the first 4 that came up.
Now,
it was
if you
just
type
Vin
in,
Diesel saying
if you
family.
type in Fast and Furious, it's the same ones. They know what they have. Like Vin Diesel's like, you want to see me without sleeves, buffed up, saying family? I'll do it.
I want to see some grandma, though, who's like sending a text to her whole family. And so she's like, I know how gifts work. And she searches family. And the first 4 are Vin Diesel. And she's like, I don't know what this is.
This human testicle just kept saying family on my phone, Walter.
Family's all
I
there
liked
is.
my GIF. It was just Tyrese fucking eating popcorn.
I'll tell you this. We'll get off of this, but Tyrese is awesome in the later movies because he is making fun of the movie that he's in. At one point, he even says, like, dude, we have to be superheroes or something. He's like, we could do ridiculous shit. We don't even have scratches on us. He's like, there's something to this, guys.
I'm like John McClane in Die Hard 5.
Yeah. Yeah, at least Tyrese knows what he's doing. He's like, I'm here for a fucking paycheck and a good time.
So this Kosovo thing is to set up that Treat Williams is in Kosovo, which was going on at the time or roughly right before this.
There's
the
no
whole
way of
thing.
knowing.
I don't know exactly what was going on. I know that we were bombing the shit out of like the whole area.
You could say that almost any time. We were bombing some country that wasn't
I just remember
America.
growing up and hearing bombs and Kosovo and Serbia and
If it was so popular, how come Outkast didn't do a song about it?
that was a couple years later when the bombs were over Baghdad.
They waited. It's a better word.
Yeah, Baghdad has bombs over Baghdad. You get bombs over Serbia. It's not the right.
They did a cover, though, of Won't You Take Me to Kosovo. I'll shoot them, I'll bomb them, and then I'll fucking hang them.
Oh, I down to that.
So he's a POW right now. He's in this
The POW
like,
and POW.
He's this cell in the middle of a room kind of thing,
Uh-huh.
and they're beating the shit out of his buddy.
He is getting worked, man.
Yeah, they toss this dude in the cell, and he's
Whitney caught it though
feel nothing
because
below my
like
neck.
there's a crack.
There's a
of
specific
bone,
crack.
and I thought he's got a broken limb.
Yeah.
No. Whitney called it. She goes, that's a spine. They busted his spine right up, and sure as shit, dude
I
can't
can't
feel
feel
anything.
under my neck.
We were joking while watching this, like, the whole thing these days where everybody has to be what they're playing. She's like, we couldn't get a real paraplegic to play
Quadra.
or quadriplegic. I'm like, well, we don't know. All we ever saw move was his neck
Yep, that's it.
and his damn mouth.
Method actor.
So he's dying, and he's
I do
gives
like
Treat
the
a
little
medal.
quips they got going between them. Like
Oh, the
yeah.
little buddy back and forth. I get jealous
Makes me
when
jealous when you get. Oh, you were doing that one.
Yeah, I get jealous when he pays you all the attention.
Well, I tipped him, so
That's why he gave me that extra little rifle butt.
That's dessert. Can you roll out the dessert cart, please? Just like battery with nipple clamps on it.
So he like mercy kills his friend by
This is not a
suffocating him to
mercy.
death.
I mean, I hope I don't ever have to kill any of you guys, but I do hope I get to. And when I do it, I'm going to snap necks.
I don't want to have to. I just
Just
No,
make sure
no.
you complete it and
Yeah.
don't make me quadriplegic.
If you, I'm not going to fuck it up. You already have no use of your arms and legs at this point in the movie.
True.
But yeah, this is the worst way to like mercy kill your friend is to plug their nose in their mouth and just like let the life wriggle out of them.
But again, I think that was like a silence thing because he's trying to do it while these guys are fucking with this
Like,
girl who's tied
trying to
up.
rape her.
I think if you snap a person's neck, you can do it quietly. Movies have led me to believe,
I think if you stab a person's neck, they go. "Rah!"
not in all the movies.
I watched Rambo do it, and he didn't make noises.
Yeah.
But the people might have went black.
They didn't make noises.
I don't remember.
There was no blap.
That was ages
No
ago.
black. I heard a dog go, meow, but that was it.
That was dozens of movies ago. I don't know.
You're
That
telling
was
me.
months ago.
Was it?
Yeah, July.
Oh shit! It was.
Happy birthday.
He gives him a medal to take to his daughter. I love that he's like, because he says it slowly because the guy's dying, right? And he's like, I was at war more than I was with her. Take her this medal so she remembers. I'm like, that she remembers that you abandoned her?
Yeah.
That I was
She
a
knows.
soldier.
Yeah. I mean, and all of this matters not because it never comes back.
All it is so he can get the medal to take to her to
Uh-huh.
get involved with the movie.
Yeah,
Well, it does come back
didn't-
to it because-
Kosovo didn't matter really. Like you could have
No.
you could have summed this all up with a quick sentence, but I'm glad they didn't because now he's getting out thanks to a retainer, and he scraps these
All
dudes
on
up.
Midnight Madness.
I loved the guy that got the knife through
Oh.
the chin. You see it pop up.
That's why I chose this one because I was like, we're doing horror adjacent movies. Obviously, none of the substitute movies are.
Right.
But it starts with him jamming a fucking knife through a guy's chin
And you
out through
see
his
it in the mouth. No, it goes up.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Into his chin, out through his mouth. Like,
Yeah, it's
doesn't it come out?
No,
like
No,
it
I
goes
think-
up
fuzz?
into his brain.
Oh, okay.
So you just see it in the open mouth.
I thought
gap.
it came out like the church tower thing in Hot
No.
Fuzz.
no.
That
I
was
think this is straight up. You have to open that steeple to look inside.
Tell me, do you want to stab my throat? Oh. But he stabs that guy in the neck, chin, whatever, and then he just like knife fights this other dude, like fucking Jets and the Sharks, and he kills this guy by just basically punching him in the chest with a knife.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's awesome.
yeah. You
He
punch
like
him right in the
lifts
chest.
him up.
Oh yeah, it's like a clothesline with a knife.
Yes, that bitch flew.
And he takes the girl and they like go run out, and it just fades to black like that.
Uh huh.
It's like, yeah, don't worry
Commercial.
about it. They got out of the base.
He escaped. He's a mercenary. He's got a medal. He saves chicks. Let's go. That's what we're doing in this.
And that's the first, 7 minutes?
Yeah, 7 minutes of this 89-minute movie that don't really matter except for the 1 minute where he got a medal to give to his friend's
Yes.
daughter. So we get to the daughter, Nicole, played by Rebecca Stab, I believe was the name.
I was gonna say you really don't need to know any actor or actress
no.
name.
I just had to mention her
except
name.
Hers.
Yes. Staab. Stab.
Stab.
Speaking of through the chin. And she's teaching, I wrote down she's teaching literature or history or something. I wasn't sure at the beginning.
It's all over the place, just based on this.
'Cause they're talking
maybe
about,
a little
like-
philosophy too.
Yeah, well, they're talking about like our role in Vietnam and this and that, but also she's got stuff on the board about like when Queen Elizabeth died, but then she's talking about a book, and I'm like, or not Queen Elizabeth, but Queen somebody, Queen Anne. I'm like, what is happening? Like, I
And
don't
she
know.
talks about how you're going to end up marrying your father.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean,
One girl got away or went to college to get away from her dad. It's ironic that you say that.
did you catch the as the guy was talking about? We only lost Vietnam because of draft dodgers and hippies, and we would have gone back and won if we would have yada yada. Where'd you learn that, Rambo?
Yeah. Yeah, that's when Treat's teaching,
Yeah, that's
though,
when
right?
Treat's teaching.
Oh, is it okay?
Because
I'm
that's
sure
when
they
he
shot
shows
all
them a
those
little
scenes at
something,
once. This school that they went to and filmed this was like, you get 1 day.
Uh-huh.
So they just like, they're like, okay, do these 2 scenes with the lady teacher. Now do these 3 scenes with the dude teacher. Let's get out of here.
Change clothes real quick, all you students. We got to make it another day.
I mean, I think the football players are always wearing the same thing.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Cartoon
not like in
characters.
bottoms. They should be wearing their full pads if high school and college
Walking around in
taught
their
me
cleats
thing. Yeah.
So they go to Eastern Atlantic College, which is definitely real and not a movie college. Because it sounds real. Oh, when they're doing that thing, though, all about how all women marry their fathers, and that fucking one dude who seems like he's going to be the main dude, but isn't, it's just like, yeah, in Mississippi.
Yeah. It's such a fucking awful joke.
Well, the classroom loves
And
it.
I did think that he was going to be, maybe he's the guy selling the drugs.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to
Maybe
be a bigger
he's-
part.
Maybe he's the guy that, spoiler, beats up the teacher here soon.
Yeah.
I thought for sure that he was going to be a bigger part.
Yeah, it's douchey Josh. I think it was. Oh, it was just Josh.
Young Bosch.
Josh Bosch.
Josh Bosch.
Josh Bosch.
Josh Bosch. Young Bosch.
And he's like telling the teacher, like, I can't feel this class because my father will cut me off. And she's like, yeah, that's not my problem, you fucking moron.
Yeah.
And so
I'll fucking kill you,
in a
bitch.
very 90s style, yeah, listen, bitch. Slap
Slaps the
everything out of
papers
her
out.
hands.
She stood her ground though. Like she didn't waver like a little damsel in distress. She just straight up was like, "Get out now."
I mean, she's in the fucking Dangerous
in
Minds
the fucking-
College of Eastern Atlantic Seaboard, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, it's run like a high school. You talked about it because neither Whitney or myself can confirm nor deny. Apparently, there's no class bells in college.
No, these classes just happen when they happen.
Just learn that.
It's not like we're all going to class at the same time.
And yeah, you got a bunch of kids acting like they're high school football players, you know,
Yeah.
and they look like they are graduated twice over college.
Oh, yeah. One of them definitely looked like he was 44.
Yeah.
Only one?
Well,
They all
the
look
one that
older.
didn't
They
talk.
all looked older.
The really big dude, the really big white dude, looked like he was in his 50s, maybe.
I thought it was high school right away, so I was like, you look awful. This isn't even close to good.
This is that high school from Beverly Hills. Where, what was her name? Andrea? When that show started, she was like 32.
Yeah.
Is it Andrea or Andrea?
It's Andrea.
Andrea.
Oh,
that's
so
what
I'm
it
not
is.
even close.
Andrea. Yes, that's right.
Wrong on two.
You can't just change your name to Andrea and make it sound like you are a better person.
I can't think of the actress's name, but she's the head of the
Gabrielle.
Gabrielle
Gifford.
Carteris.
There you go.
She's the head of the Screen Actors Guild, SAG.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's
Anyway,
a SAG day.
so then we meet the Black Ninja guy who looks like a couple people. He looks like Luke
Luke
Cage.
Cage.
Yeah, I think Mike Coulter. I could be saying the last name
I think
wrong.
it's Coulter. Yeah.
Yeah. Much smaller version of him.
Yes,
even though
not
this
as
guy's like very well fit and toned, he's just not that hulking stature.
Yeah. He's cut, but he's not ripped.
He's a little smaller.
Wow, cut but not ripped.
I mean, I guess that's how you want your circumcision.
Oh,
the Moyle has the day off today, but we need to get this circumcision done. So I'm just gonna grab and pull.
Ooh.
rip it, Doc.
You got any floss? I'm gonna tie it to this doorknob.
That's how I lost teeth, not foreskin.
At the hospital, they have these little tiny, tiny rubber band things that you put on it. That's actually how
Called condoms.
No, they were
Baby
just
condoms.
rubber bands. They didn't have a sheath, but that's how we
Condoms,
actually.
excellent. I can't feel anything.
That's how we docked our cats. We had minxes when I was a baby. That's how you dock the tail. You put this little circumcision rubber band on it. After like 2 or 3 days, it bloop,
I wonder if that's what happened to my tail.
probably.
I miss it.
I still have mine.
You just need to wipe better.
Nobody knows because I only wag it when I'm happy.
He's
Makes
never
a lot of
happy.
sense.
So anyway, this guy is a rip ninja, and he's just doing some ninja stuff with a sword by himself.
He's training for Highlander. There can be only one.
He's trying.
And he's giving Treat information about this girl, and so he ends up being his like sidekick too later on. He's a
Yeah.
mercenary who works for free as long as you're Treat Williams.
This actually does carry over from the movies because there's a bunch of he just always has a team of mercs and he's not paying him anything. Although later there is an $80,000 that he keeps. So maybe
Actually, we don't know if he keeps it because he's like, you know what? You're taking a sabbatical, and they walk off. So he's like, take your whole family with you. So maybe he gave him the money because Treat's a good person like
or he
that.
kept
That guy-
it and
that
gave it
guy
to his
deserves
friends.
money.
Yeah, exactly.
So then that's kind of the introduction to that, and then we go back to Nicole, the teacher, at this like pizza place.
Because she's supposed to meet Treat.
The jocks are like harassing her and giving her shit, and they're like, we'll fucking kill you if you don't give us A's or whatever. And Treat shows up and immediately just goes and grabs this thing of crushed red pepper.
Love
And
this.
this is
That's
fucking
going on someone's
awesome.
face.
Yeah.
As soon as you see it.
Yeah, he opens it up, and
Did
I
you
was
catch
like,
his line?
"Oh
Yes.
I love this. So he comes in, he says, I'm from the blood bank. Anyone want to make a deposit? Football guys all stand up like, oh, I don't have my wallet on me. That's not the kind of deposit I was talking about.
Boom, pepper face.
Pepper face.
And I don't know if you've ever had red peppers on your face. It's not fun.
I've had like a bit accidentally on my hand.
Not a whole jar.
And not a whole jar. I was going to say, like, that was excruciating.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
would be worse. This would be all up in your nose and
Ugh.
all your different orifices.
Your
Well,
eyeballs.
the big Bo, the big black like linebacker dude, he says later, he's like, my eyes still burn from that pepper.
It
So-
should. Gotta bathe in milk.
Whew.
But yeah, he beats the shit out of these dudes. And my favorite part of the whole thing is when he takes the pizza paddle from like the restaurant owner.
It's called a peel.
Okay.
It's very appealing.
And he fucking smacks this dude in the face with it and it breaks. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry. And the guy's like, hey, that's cool, man. Or what does he
No,
say?
what's it? Do the
no,
Rodney.
no problem.
Yeah. Oh, no problem. When I asked for takeout, that's not what I had in mind. It's not what he said, but we're elaborating here.
Just tweaking it.
Youth today. They get no respect.
And I love Treats trying to tell her, like, oh, those guys were wired up on something, either coke or steroids. Now, I don't know a lot about steroids.
I know a
don't
bunch about coke.
think-
What I know is from Marky Mark.
Oh, and Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch?
Yeah.
Pain and Gain?
Pain and Gain.
but I don't think it makes you act like you're on cocaine.
There
mean, you
is
get,
roid
like,
rage.
roid rage and
you
stuff,
get roid
but, like-
rage, and especially if these guys are doing some real good, uncut, some pure roid, man.
Some horse steroids.
Some
what they're
horse
getting.
steroids.
They just
well,
wanna
we do
fuck
find
shit
out
up.
that it's horse steroids.
Something at all. I don't know.
Yeah,
I've seen it all.
I've seen it all. I shot it all.
It's called a Liftatol.
I think it's called No Nuts at All.
That's a running theme of this movie, by the way.
Tiny little
It's
nuts.
Treats testicles. He's just talking the whole time about how your balls are shrinking, and then he keeps hitting people in the balls.
Yeah.
If their balls are shrinking, that's probably not the best target.
Well, they're all sensitive from being all dried up.
Yeah, and then he's trying to give her the medal. She doesn't want it. I have a closer relationship with the dry cleaner.
Yeah. But what if her and her dry cleaner are just fucking tight?
Yeah.
I have a better relationship with the dry cleaner. Actually, I married that guy like 3 years ago. We have a really close relationship. We
I'm
have a
just
baby
fucking the dry
together.
cleaner. Then she looks at Treat and she's like, well, I mean, I'm just banging the dry cleaner. We're not married.
Well, he hasn't said yes.
Can I have you? Are
I
you
have.
available?
Did anybody else think that like these two are hooking up?
I thought so, and I was like, weird.
Yeah.
It's like they were.
Well, they set it up at the very beginning with her like, will you end up marrying your father?
Yeah.
And my father was a mercenary that always came and went.
Well, like another
Dun,
movie
dun,
where he's got
dun.
like a tension kind of with the lead actress, but it's not like he's not being like, oh, let's hook up, let's do this, that.
Right,
He's just
'cause
being a
he's Treat.
gentleman. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
He just
if I
wants a
remember
beer.
correctly, like they have like a floor picnic in her living room, like a fruit melange, and it looks lovely.
But he just wants a beer. He's
Yeah.
just a nice guy.
There's a scene at the football practice, which is basically just to show that this coach doesn't give a fuck. He'll do anything to win.
Oh yeah,
Because he lets these dudes just beat the fucking hell out of
the
each other.
speech he gives before that too, where he's like, if you don't want to sacrifice your body, get off my team. If you don't want to do whatever it takes, get off my team.
Yeah, is
If
this the most
football
important thing in the world?
Isn't the most important thing in your life? Get off my.
Get the fuck out.
I'm actually working on my doctorate. Get off the fucking team.
We don't need no smarty pants doctors around
Yeah.
here. You all get A's automatically. No, from that teacher. Shut up.
Doctors fix things, right? Can you fix the fact that I just cut you from the fucking team?
That's a good line.
Yeah.
Don't you
better-
think
I
they...
can
script.
punch up scripts. I can't write them, but I can punch them up.
No, he's like, well, you're just the seat warmer.
Yeah. Oh, because he makes the
The good grades. He keeps that
what's
GPA
Bo?
up.
Is Bo,
Bo,
the,
yeah,
Bo's the
big
large
dude.
black gentleman? Because he doesn't block exactly right or doesn't murder this guy. And, he's like, they're going to have to widen that bench because that's where your ass is going to be. And then he gets up and fucking starts just. Not only does he block this guy into oblivion,
Punches him.
jumps on top of him, which is one of my favorite things is people punching while
With a
somebody has a
helmet.
football helmet on. It
helmet.
happens in NFL still to this day. And I'm like, you're dumb. But then it
That
breaks
hurts you
into
more
a
than
fucking
him.
grand old melee, and the whole both sides, red jerseys and white jerseys, are fighting.
Yeah, it's King of the Ring. They're like it's an elimination match.
And
You
the
throw
coach,
everybody out.
the coach just lets him do it.
Oh yeah, because one of the assistants starts moving in on it. He's like, no.
Let him
Let's see where this goes.
And then he's like, save it for Saturday. I'm like, wait, I think they're already all tired.
And we do now get the coach telling a couple star athletes, hey, there's going to be a random drug screening in an hour. Wink, wink. Like, get your shit figured out because I ain't losing you guys.
And they all keep fake dicks in their locker.
Uh-huh.
Apparently.
It was pee. I didn't see the fake dick.
They sell fake penises full of synthetic urine, so
Oh, I saw
somebody
the bag
watches
thing
you.
taped to them.
But
Yeah,
if
they
somebody
take
has to
the
watch you
bags
drug
on.
test, you got the fake dick.
Oh.
Yeah. Because most dicks look like fake silicone.
I had to draw freckles on mine. It would have looked weird if I didn't.
Would it? Because why would your dick have freckles on it? How
Ask
often
it.
is it in the sun?
Ask God. Both questions.
I had to put weird splotchy things all over mine. It's like Michael Jackson's penis.
That's my orgasm noise.
Oh, Kevin McAllister.
Oh, you ruined it. My dick's not a child molester.
Well, Michael Jackson's is.
Oh, yeah, it's true.
Well, not anymore.
How do you don't know that? You don't
It's
know
probably
what
gone
he's
by
doing.
now.
Yeah.
The maggots ate it. Anyway,
I was trying to think of the weirdest thing, the weirdest way to describe what he could have for a mausoleum, and I can come up with nothing. He got buried in a Pepsi can.
he got buried in a Chuck E. Cheese.
He got buried in a Diet Coke can full of red wine.
So we kind of find out the characters' names now, these jocks. We have Jeremy, who's like the lead asshole.
Uh-huh.
We have Phillips. That's all we get, a last name. That's the
Yeah.
big dude. And then Bo, who's the other big dude.
The bigger dude.
Bigger than the big dude.
Yeah. He's the biggest dude. Well, for now.
And when they're working out, dude, this Jeremy guy is like pumping iron and like lifting these weights and acting like he can't. He's like struggling, and they're like cheering him on. And he gets up, he's like, "Yeah." And I'm looking at his arms. I'm like, "Look, I know I'm not a muscular person.
Uh-huh.
Those arms are not steroid arms."
No.
Well,
I've seen Rambo 5.
Wait, who? Jeremy is the quarterback guy? Yeah.
Yeah, he's
he
like
should have
the
been
main
bigger.
one, yeah.
These aren't juicing arms.
No.
Unless he just started juicing a couple days ago.
But also, he's a quarterback. He needs to stay wimbly nimbly.
yeah.
He doesn't need to be a linebacker status.
There's a dude there
Absolutely.
working with them, or like working out with them, who looks like he's on steroids.
Yeah,
But
use
he's
that
just a
guy's
nobody.
image.
Yeah.
The guy
He's
like
another defenseman.
he's just a guy standing in the background with his shirt off and it looks fucking yoked. Show him lifting weights for me.
And then the teacher gets mugged, and it's like this. She's walking through the shadows, and there's a shadow behind her, and it's like, "You're getting mugged, lady. Pay attention."
And you hear, hey.
Yeah. Somebody's like, "Hey." And then it goes like like for the first of like 3 or 4 times in this movie, everything goes bad slow mo. It's like they didn't make it slow mo, but then when they were editing it, they were like, "This would be cool in
There are
slow
just like
motion."
trails coming off everybody. It's not good.
No.
It's like you did a bunch of mushrooms and tried to watch this movie.
Your wife a couple of times said it made her nauseous, and I'm looking, I'm like, God, I'm happy I'm not hungover.
Yeah.
Well, that
like
was especially
the
during
workout montage.
Yeah, the Bally's Fitness commercial. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it dropped to a Bally's Fitness commercial, frame rate and everything.
So she's in a coma, and this is where Treat has to come in and rescue.
Was she in a coma? I
Where
thought
she was in some.
She
I
was,
don't know.
she was at
sleepy.
least sleeping.
She was very tired.
she was in surgery.
She was out when they went to see her.
You never had like a
Okay.
7-hour coma,
I don't know.
like after drinking.
I have
Hold
I have
on.
roughly a 4 to 7 hour coma every night. So then we meet Ed, who's the he needs to be the fat slob, the guy in the chair for this movie.
It's not enough to see that he's a very large individual in a Hawaiian shirt. He always has a cookie, a hot wing,
A
Chinese
Twinkie.
food, a Twinkie, something.
Man, he was eating hot wings, and I was like, "I want wings."
I want hot wings.
But then there was no sauce on his fingers, and I was like, "Well, not those wings."
yeah, I don't
he
want
was
your
just
fucking
gnawing
dry
on the
breaded
bone,
wings.
though. He was just like,
Well, they
he already
gave
licked all
him
the
one
sauce
wing,
off.
and he fucking ate that shit. And then he's just like, "Oh, the scene's still going."
How else do you get to that sweet marrow? Crack that open.
Slurp it right out. He's their like guy in the chair. He's their info man. He's got the spy van, which I don't want to know.
Yeah, why do you already have this all set up?
Yeah, this spy van
He's-
full of stickers about like
Treat-
being a porn star and how
Uh-huh.
vasectomies prevent abortion. is
I
one
wanted
of
a
them.
quick tour of this van because there's no less than like 6 good, well, not good, but bumper stickers that let you know about this gentleman.
Yeah.
And I need to read
All I
them
know
all.
is I saw the one that like half the raver kids I knew had on the back of their car that just says porn and then has a star. Mm-hmm. And I was like, come on.
They got that at fucking, it's an early day of Hot Topic, dude.
You're not Ron Jeremy.
It's 1999.
Treat did mention that was his like bugs guy. Like that was his.
Yeah.
So this guy definitely was that. That was his job, and
Yeah.
he even like had his bookie's office bugged so he could get the deets.
Yeah.
But, being a perv isn't his job.
no, that's just for fun.
That's just his side work.
I do that for free.
I peep on people when I'm not using this for work.
I peep on people is a fun statement.
Peep on people.
It's a sentence that was said in this house.
Well, not today, but before, yeah. And and then we're back in the classroom, and we have this fucking Vanilla Ice kid.
Oh God.
Who is just like, you've got to have him because it's a 90s movie about
Uh-huh.
a school. but this kid is awful. Like,
Like
this
an
kid's
orange
clearly
felt
like a
fisherman hat.
Well, this kid's clearly in real life like a goth kid or something, and they're just like, "You're the hip hop kid," and he's like, "Yo, this is
Sure.
fat. Word to your mother." Like,
Yeah, he had nothing on. Like, you're like, yeah, boy, I'm a fan of all the fucking football players. Check it out. I wrote this little rap for you. We got balls. We like balls. We fill classes inside the halls. Yo. But
Thank
he's
you.
got nothing.
you have a career ahead of you
Thank you.
as a hip hopster,
Hip hopster.
Hippity hoppity hopster.
and like, yeah, he's sucking up to Bo, right? And Bo's like, "Yo, you got a lunch in here?" And I'm like, again, college, not high school. He goes to University Union for lunch,
He goes off campus.
but like, he's
But
like,
he did.
but he's like, yeah, and he's like, "You got enough for everybody?" He's like, "No, just enough for you, Bo."
Yeah,
I don't know why he just turned into Marky Mark, but,
because he turned
I mean,
into a little bitch.
Well, yeah. Also,
Dude,
he is
take all my
definitely
lunches,
he is
bro.
Marky Mark from like 10 years before this or 7 years before this.
Fucking rocking underwear.
the Funky Bunch version.
Oh, wait, I'm rapping. I'm not in underwear.
He's like, "Yo, yeah, I feel the vibrations, bro.
Feel it. Feel it. Feel my lunch. Sliding down your throat.
Say word to your mother for me."
Say word to your moms.
I can't laugh at my own jokes, but
Yes,
I
you
couldn't
can.
help it.
God.
So yeah, then this is when Treat Williams is teaching the class, and the coach comes and tries to give him kind of a tough guy thing. He's like, "No, yeah, we just passed the football players, so pass
Yeah.
them, or maybe you won't work here. I don't know. I'm
Give
just
us a
saying."
program.
Yeah, and we meet the Weasley teacher, some chemistry professor,
Kirby.
who ends up being the guy who's making steroids for him.
Yeah.
They're paying him, but also they forced him to with threats of violence. So I'm
Oh, I
not-
think so.
I'm sure
but he
they've
had to
gotten
be the
his
guy
family.
making the drugs. He's like the third adult in this movie, and he's a chemist. It's like, oh, well, I think I see
There's
where
lots
this is
of adults
going.
in this movie. They're all in college.
I guess he's the only like old adult.
He's the one that we still think of as, oh, that's the adult, even though we're all like in our like over or near 40.
This guy's probably about my age in this movie. We just treat ourselves a little different back
Yeah,
then.
people aged differently back then. See our previous conversation about Wilford Brimley and Paul Rudd.
Absolutely. Or go back and watch season 1 of American Gladiators. We recently did that, and there was a girl that the contestant popped up. Like, all right, we've been wrong about everybody's age, but she's got to be 25, maybe 29, 19. Like,
Wow.
just turned 19. Like, that's not even possible with how you look.
Well, the camera adds 10 years.
How many cameras were on her, dude?
20.
Wait, she looked 219?
Yes.
It's been 85 years.
Well, there's a game I haven't run in quite some time.
Only exists in memories
American
now.
Gladiators. That's a name I haven't heard. Speaking of not aging the same, the
Oh,
fucking Obi-Wan Kenobi,
Kenobi?
show. Fucking
He's like, what,
Ewan
6 years
McGregor?
away from being Alec Guinness?
Yeah, he's supposed to be Alec Guinness in I think 10 years ish after that show.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be Alec Guinness. And I think he might be the same age as Alec Guinness was going to be, but he looks like he did.
Well, he's the
In the
Jesus.
Yeah.
That's fair. You don't age if you're Jesus.
No.
I
you
mean,
don't
I
make
would
it
be
past
mad,
25
but
or
Ewan
whatever.
McGregor just nails that fucking role.
Wasn't
so.
he like 36?
Oh, he's
Did you
33.
just say he got nails?
No, I said he nails that role.
Yeah.
Jesus got nailed.
Welcome to my life.
I'm gonna open a bar called Jesus's, and no matter what drink you order, we nail it.
No, there you
Yeah,
go.
well, that's where you go to get hammered, and then 3 days later you wake up somewhere else.
If you can't drive home, we got a couple of Roman guys that'll put you up for the night.
Oh, don't worry, my dad's coming to pick me up in a couple days.
3 days later, oh man, you don't party with Jesus. He doesn't leave for 3 fucking days. He gets alcohol poisoning.
No, he didn't actually die for 3 days. Everybody knows he came to America to talk to the people who had made boats to come here.
Everybody knows
That's
that.
how he gave him the golden
golden
plates.
plates. He's got the golden plates.
So anyway, Treat Williams is trying to tell them something about Vietnam, and that's when douchebag Jeremy raises his hand. He's like, well, he doesn't raise his hand. They don't raise their hands. He's like, no, we only lost the Vietnam War because of hippies and draft dodgers, like you were saying. And then
Yeah.
I just love that. Where'd you learn that, Rambo? And everybody
Rambo.
laughs. I'm like, it's not funny, because that didn't happen in that movie. They never said anything about hippies or draft dodgers. Rambo just killed people who weren't white.
Yeah, no, Rambo's whole thing was, especially the first one, like, I just want to come home.
Yeah, I just
and
want
not
to take
be
a shower.
shit on.
can I go take a
He
shower?
was hungry.
Fucking Brian Dennehy in that movie, like, take a shower, you can come back to my town, get a haircut. He's like, that's what
Where
I was
do
trying
I
to
go
do.
for those things? Trying to wash my shriveled old balls. Oh,
They
sorry,
weren't
withered.
shriveled yet. He wasn't doing steroids.
Not
Oh,
yet.
not yet. That's 2 and 3.
Treat Williams is in front of the class, and the football players are being assholes, and so he decides to prove Jeremy's point about Vietnam and how it's just we lost because of pussies or whatever. Because he's like, no, it was because of a guerrilla force with enough will can overtake a large army.
America's arrogance.
Yeah.
Of like, well, we have a superior military, so we're going to win. And that was a true
Well,
thing.
he even says that's how we won during the Revolutionary War. Same thing. A superior force lost to people who had the will to win. So he gets Bo, who's the biggest guy on the planet. And he's like, now come at me. You're America, and I'm Vietnam.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, he's like, I have nothing but the will to win and a lot of training as a mercenary.
That's
a black
all I
ops guy,
have.
but don't worry about
But
it.
that's it,
But
though.
you don't know that.
Just the years of training as a mercenary and a black belt. Nothing else? That's all you have? Okay, good.
I don't even have a weapon on me.
He is a weapon, woman.
Oh, he's got at least 2. Maybe 4, because he uses his feet a lot.
I was going to say, he puts those foot to nuts a couple times. We'll see it.
But he fights Bo by like dodging him and whatever and makes him fall over. And he does end up throwing him into the bookcase at the end, and it just fucking crumbles
he didn't throw
beneath
him. He waited for Bo to charge him, and he turned and gave him a hip.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He does end up punching this dude
Your
in the
Honor,
face.
his momentum carried him into said bookshelf.
But he
I
only,
remain innocent. I rest my case.
Yes, I did previously punch him in the face, but he done started it.
Your Honor, he was punching himself, and I kept asking him, why are you hitting yourself? And he had no answer, so I rest my case.
I have to cite the case of little Billy V. Mom. He started it. Your Honor.
I rest my case.
so he does get thrown into this bookshelf, and the frame of the bookshelf is perfectly intact. It's just every book and shelf has fallen off of this thing.
Kerplunk.
Yeah, so it's not a Big Lots bookshelf as we've discussed in the past.
Yeah, it would have been all shredded up.
It would have knocked down the other bookshelf.
I've moved
Would have gone
Big
through
Lots,
the wall.
I've moved Big Lots bookshelves, and you got to take the shelves off to move it. They don't usually make it to the second location.
Yeah, I don't think you have to move it.
Move it.
So we get the Bally's Fitness commercial for the
Yes.
ladies or the gents.
Or the
ladies.
gents.
It's for the boys.
It's for them boys.
I wasn't in it.
But I'm just saying, it's 99. We weren't like, the gay people didn't have as much eye candy. I mean, they did, but everybody making it's like, no, this is for ladies. Guys don't like guys yet.
There's no such thing as gay people.
There was not gay people before 9/11.
Sure.
Hollywood will let you know there was no gay people before 9/11.
What season of Melrose Place are we on? 3 or 4?
3?
The gay character finally got a relationship.
Still hasn't kissed him.
Well, it's because he has AIDS, and that's how you get AIDS.
Oh, according to everything on TV.
Yeah, his gay lover has AIDS, so they can't have sex. Convenient for the fact that they don't want to have a gay guy having sex.
Weird how you wrote it in like that.
It's life, man. Didn't you know half of the gay population has AIDS?
I didn't know that.
That is the
there's-
TV.
Thank
tells
you,
That's
us.
what
Ronald
TV
Reagan.
told me. There's 2 gay people and one of them has AIDS.
It's a
So then
small sample
eventually they'll all
audience.
have AIDS because they can't help it. Look, I grew up in the 80s and 90s. This is what the television told me.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't believe everybody
I
has
really
AIDS.
hope everybody hears the sarcasm in our voices.
It's like
Oh,
it's
I mean, if you're
dripping.
listening, you know us.
I mean, literally, you probably know us personally.
Yeah. Exactly.
I don't know. I don't know 40 people. So then we meet the next character, Andy, who is the tough girl that they recruit.
But they
because
make it sound like it's going to be a guy, and then
Yeah.
it's like,
they need to go undercover at this incredibly sleazy bar. And so they get to her.
It was a lot like Fender skirts.
I'll go in there and tell you if it's sleazy. I'm gonna find this sports bar strip club. I'll let you know.
She said it sounded like Fender skirts. I'm like, that's what I said.
Yeah, sleazy.
And basically they're like, hey, we need you to go undercover. And she's like, at a titty bar? And he's like, it's a sports bar. And she's just like,
With tits.
And she even says, she's like, I can't go to a titty bar. Look at these things.
She's fine.
So they buy her some fake boobs
Yes.
for $49.95 at the Sex Emporium or whatever the fuck they call
Because
it.
the ones with the nipples were more expensive.
nipples?
The
The
nipples.
That was funny at the end. The ones with the nipples are more expensive. Dead. And
I mean, you made that joke. You're like, that's government issue fake boobs. You know they got nipples. No, they don't.
they couldn't spend the extra $20 because the government wasn't paying their budget this time. This is all out of Treat's pocket.
Uh-huh.
This is Treat's treat.
It's my treat.
So then the the guy in the chair goes in to plant a camera, pretending to be Mario. I'm pretty sure.
Hey, I'm here to fix the jukebox.
His shirt said Leo.
I'm here to
But he
fix the
sounds like a Mario.
jukebox.
What's the matter with you?
What's the matter, you?
He's in there trying to work on it, and he gets shocked. He's like, "Hoo, hoo, hoo, hoo."
Gets all electrified like a star, just starts running around all invincible. That noise always made me panic. I'm like, I gotta hurry up, dude.
Don't attack him. He's invincible. He does talk. Treat talks to him after he's doing this or when he's doing it about how steroids cause testicular atrophy. This is the first of 2 or 3 times he says it.
Oh, yeah.
And he's got that fucking fat guy joke of like, my ex-wife had the same effect on me. Everybody in this movie could just be Rodney Dangerfield. He's got Treat Williams and then Rodney Dangerfield as Eddie Murphy as all the characters.
Rodney Dangerfield and Eddie Murphy is just gonna
Yes.
make this movie fantastic.
Yes.
Hey, my wife had the same effect. I can't do an Eddie laugh.
I can't. I don't know.
I
That's all
can't. I
got.
have to hear it so I can mimic it.
You gotta have. It's like Freddie Mercury from Queen, right? How like he had the extra teeth, so his mouth was bigger, and it had the Eddie Murphy's got the big
Freddie
mouth.
got the big ass
so
teeth, man.
He's got the big ass. Eddie Murphy has a big ass mouth too, so he's
Oh,
just
yeah,
like,
he do.
and it just echoes everywhere. Mine's more of a Robert Carradine and Revenge of the Nerds, but you guys get the point.
Never knew that was a fucking Carradine.
No.
Yeah, we've had a Carradine right here in the Tucson.
Yeah.
No one cares.
No one cared.
No one Carradines.
No one gave a Carradine.
We meet Tony LaRusso, who is like the scumbag kid of the head of the Marsano crime family. Don't
Okay.
forget, that's Italian.
I
I don't know why Vinny LaRusso, his dad, is the head of the Marsano crime family. It
He's
would be
just
the
a capo.
LaRusso. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, they did say a capo. Okay.
And you know what? Tony LaRusso will not let anybody call him Tony LaRusso. He's
It's
adamant.
Tony Lowe.
Tony Lowe. A couple times, people, you must be, treats like, you must be Mr. LaRusso. He's like, he's Tony Lowe.
What the fuck? It's because he'd seen Karate Kid. What's that kid's name?
Daniel LaRusso.
Daniel. There you go. He'd seen Karate Kid. He's like, I'm not
Fuck
LaRusso.
that asshole.
Ah, geez, Mr. Miyagi.
He's like, I get everything by the hard work, sweat, and blood from my associates. I don't get it by cheating at karate tournaments and stealing people's jukeboxes.
Illegal
or
kick
boom
in
boxes.
the face.
Throwing sand at people.
Taking their girlfriend.
Rude.
So they have the Tony LaRusso's there. She has to flirt with him. Her and Ramel are in this bar undercover, and every time they talk on their headsets, they just put their hand to their ear and their other hand over their mouth.
It's like the audience is too stupid to remember or know they're on like an ear. You can't see the communications, so they're showing us like, well, no, she's touching her ear because she's talking.
And then you've got later movies like the Mission Impossible movies and a bunch of other stuff where it's like, we're just talking, and the people in the other rooms can hear you, and you're like, what, did I miss a thing about earpieces?
Yeah,
Everybody's just talking, and everybody in every room can hear them.
that's when I need to see that.
Just one time, just be like, here's your earpiece.
You just should know that they're, spies and they all have
Yeah, you
earwigs
should know.
permanently
is like the
implanted
head of
in their head.
Tom Cruise is like the head of Scientology. He always has earpieces
Yeah.
and bugs on everybody.
I thought it was telepathy.
That's even
If you
cooler.
pay $500,000, you get telepathy.
I don't have $500,000.
Well, you can't be a Scientologist.
I couldn't even afford 500,000 doll hairs. That's a lot of money to buy dolls.
Well, they probably cost more than $1 a piece.
I'm screwed.
So there's a wet and wild contest at this bar. Wet t-shirts on all the girls, yay! And of course, she has to do it, and she's got these fake boobs. She pulls it off pretty well.
Yes, she does.
Like she's kind of tenting her shirt away
She's
from the
being
boobs.
shy because it's her first time.
But she takes it over the top by what does he say? Doing the Lewinsky.
She's Lewinskying, or
Yeah.
was it a verb, or she's
Doing the Lewinsky.
doing the Lewinsky?
So
So
an
still-
adjective.
So she grabs this squirt gun and just starts spraying the water in her mouth.
This dick-shaped
What?
squirt gun.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we saw the guy running this club.
Yeah. And yeah, she's like, look, guys, I swallow. But then she like pours all over herself.
Not very well.
I just have a really shallow throat.
Oh, I did like earlier. We just skipped it where he's recruiting her for this, and he's like, oh, she says she'll do it, and he's like, do you think you can? And she's like, there's specials tonight of tequila and me. Like she switches her voice up,
Yeah, she does like a Betty Boop.
and she does very Betty Boop. And she's like, yeah, I think I could do it. Back to her normal voice. It was solid.
And I kind of forgot about that until it comes back around at the end when she's with Max Payne there.
You can't just slip that in. Not the video game guy.
It's Max 6 Payne.
Yeah, Max triple X.
I think it was 2 X's. Maybe
He's
it's
one
3.
shy. He's definitely more than a double X. See the fucking size of that feller?
It's got to be tough to find 18 X's.
He's got atrophied testicles.
Oh, those weren't steroid muscles. Those were fat muscles.
Listed on IMDb as muscles.
That's what we call brisket muscle.
You got to just get under the delicious fat.
So
If you've met
Is that
me,
muscle memory?
that is
No,
me.
it's a muscle mutton.
muscle memory foam. So she ends up winning the wet t-shirt contest, and fucking Treat in the van, they're just having a grand old time watching this, and he's smirking the whole time, and he's got the line, he's like, I'm so proud of Andy for winning that prize.
I mean, dude, it would sound sleazy from somebody else maybe, but no.
No, not from his mouth.
Sounds great.
It's just him knowing that she's fucking dying inside, and he's having the hell of a time watching.
And are you going to sit here and tell me this fat guy doesn't know how to use chopsticks? Like, more than once, there is empty Chinese food containers around his apartment or house or van or wherever he's at. You got to learn how to use these instead of just carrying around a fork in your pocket. You'll never find
you
love.
mean a good old American fork?
Made in China? Still made in China. He's never going to find love, this fucking fork
He
pocketer.
has a wedding ring on.
No, that's just to keep the ladies away.
That's what's keeping him away.
I'm about,
they're
100,
gonna-
I'm about 140% sure that forks aren't American, by the way.
Oh. I'm pretty sure they were invented before America.
Yeah.
So
Like a long time.
the
before
British invented
America.
that. There was nobody here before that.
Right.
Because they invented forks, we could come to America.
That's the only reason. That's how we paddled here. Duh.
I went to an
You
Arizona
paddled
school.
with forks?
Yeah. Put your forks in the water. Now stroke.
This doesn't work
It's not
that way.
efficient. It just works.
No, the guy
That's
was
why-
yelling he had a stroke. And that's why he wanted people to pat. I don't think we should be following this guy anymore, man. Have you ever seen like what an oar looks like? Look at Jimmy's ship is way ahead of us. They're using paddles. Why do we have forks?
Those guys over there are ahead of us, and they've just got spoons.
Spoons, ladles. Ladles over there is way ahead of us.
Ladles would be taking so much water in.
Yeah, but you get one good pull.
Oh, fucking stupid. All right. So the Weasley teacher
is
goes to fucking Danny LaRusso here at the bar. And he's like...
Do you want to get your wax on or you want to wax off?
Well, he needs wax for that little fucking pedo stash.
We didn't talk about that. He's the reason that she won the booby show.
Yeah, because he's like very into her and they are real.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Oh yeah, one of the guys
Oh,
like
man.
what? She stuffs and he fucking snaps.
She's stuffed like a turkey.
Oh, I don't think that's how turkey's stuffed.
No,
dude.
but that's the line.
It goes right up the butt.
That's like when people say he lies like a rug. I'm like, no, that's a different kind of lying.
She's stuffing her butt, dude. I don't know.
Wait, she put bread in her ass?
I don't know who that's benefiting, but I'm in.
It wasn't in her ass. It was just in her cavity. Don't
Trying
ask
to get a
questions.
yeast infection. But this scene does
Just make
set
sure
up
you don't
to
use sourdough.
nasty motherfucker. But this scene does set up that he's in charge because he tells
Yes.
them like, "Hey, make sure you clap. Get ready to make some noise when she's up, doing the whole voting.
Save
thing.
it for her.
And Treat does say something when that guy, when he's being like quote tough, and he's like, "Oh, tough guy, huh?" And I'm
Yeah.
like, "Have you seen this dude?"
Yeah, this is
He's the
the
scrawniest.
scrawniest little flesh-colored mustache ever.
He's
Looks
like J-Rock meets Kid Rock.
I was gonna say Kid Rock meets Rickety Cricket.
Okay, yeah. Rickety Cricket and he was the Amish guy from
Yeah.
same person, J-Rock. Rockety Cricket.
Rockety Cricket.
If you're a blonde
Kid Rick.
man and you want to grow a mustache, make it a mustache.
Oh yeah.
Oh, God.
Like
Not
call
a- not
Sam
a-
Elliott.
Not this John Waters thing he's
Uh-uh.
got going on.
This is my gang, see? Vincent Price is right.
The Vincent Price is wrong, bitch.
Had enough? No. Now you've had enough.
Oh man, that scene would have been way cooler with Vincent Price. The joke wouldn't have made sense.
Not
but
at
it's
all.
fine.
It would have been much better for the three people sitting here, and that's about it.
I just want to see Vincent Price stomp Adam Sandler.
Oh man, rest in pictures, right? I
Yeah,
mean,
oh, yeah.
I wish we would have could have crowdfunded that. I finally would have had some motivation in my life to do something.
We're starting a Kickstarter to have Vincent Price kick Adam Sandler in the face.
Right in his withered up testicles.
We could have Vincent Price impersonator.
Not because of steroids.
Right.
Just from being a bitch.
I like Adam Sandler.
You're allowed to.
I liked Adam Sandler all the way up
What?
until about 1998.
No,
Or whatever
I
one
think,
was Wedding Singer?
Big Daddy was my last. I
That was
liked
still
him
in the
in.
90s, I'm
No,
pretty
that's
sure.
O's.
Is it O's?
Yep. I want to say like
oh.
04 to 06.
Oh. Sorry.
The white
Okay.
stuff.
I was thinking it was like a 99. I don't know.
I could be wrong, but I don't think
I'm
I am.
also probably wrong.
Yeah.
We're both wrong.
I know Deeds is like 08.
Oh, okay. So then, yeah, it was probably like 06, 07 because Deeds was right after.
Click is 06, 07.
No, Click was after. I don't know. Doesn't matter.
Yeah,
know
I'm
what
not
this
even going to
was-
look it
when
up. I
this
was going to
was?
look it up.
You
I
don't
was
want to
gonna give a
Google
shit.
Click because your phone's going to be like, you like Adam Sandler.
Have I got a playlist for you of movies?
Well, actually, of movies. Never mind. You like a playlist. I was like, well, actually, the albums were okay.
Yeah. They're all going to laugh at you.
They're all going to laugh at you. Oh. Anyway.
This
I'm thinking about
movie,
things that are
man.
better than this. So he brings this supplier guy who's the guy that gives him his raw materials to make steroids, the Weasley teacher guy.
Uh-huh.
And the guy's basically trying to squeeze more money out of the mob, which not a great idea.
Never. Especially if you go alone.
So he's like, come to me and come talk with me back here in this really dark room where there's no witnesses. And the guy's like, okay, cool. Sounds like a good idea.
And he starts beating his ass to some fucking like 50s doo-wop music.
Yeah.
It's so like 50s romantic.
In the still
Yeah.
of the night.
Oh. Boom.
It's just
Oh,
like
this beer tastes like shit. Let
Yeah.
me just pour it out. Whack.
And then he's pouring out that beer. I'll turn to my back. I don't like to see people pouring out beer. Bottle to the back of the head. Baseball bat to the
the
fucking
face.
face.
uh-huh.
Not the gut like you would see in 99% of movies, but right across his fucking mouth.
Yep.
Oh.
And then we get the curb stomping for what I'm calling the altos.
Yeah.
Because they're little baby sopranos.
Yeah, they just beat him and they do stomp him a la Soprano style, or like I don't know, Robert De Niro.
Office Space when they beat up the
The printer.
printer.
Copier.
Damn, it feels good to be a LaRusso.
He says, "What the fuck does PF Loader fucking failure mean?"
And then we meet Vincent LaRusso, Vinny the Brick, who got his name because he uses a brick.
I mean,
it?
yeah, sure.
Well, that confuses me because it's like, oh, they get their name from the weapon they're known for killing people with. Then why was it Bricktop? Shouldn't his name have been Dildo?
No, that's Harry the Hatchet.
Harry the Hatchet. Also, so it should have been Harry the Dildo.
I mean, we're talking about two different people.
yeah,
but
I can't remember. They're the same movie in my
I
head.
mean, yeah, I like them both though.
Yeah, I just
I'm
can
a
never
big
remember
Guy
which
Ritchie
one's which.
defender.
I am all the way up until that second movie, and also Revolver.
I was like, I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Is Lock, Stock, Two Smoking
Snatch.
Barrels, and
Oh,
Snatch.
okay.
Remember,
Yeah.
is it Lock, Stock where it's Harry the Hatchet that
Yeah.
beats the shit out of that guy with a dildo and kills him?
That's how he got his name.
Harry the Dildo. Harry Dildo.
Is it Harry the Hammer?
Harry the...
Doesn't matter.
No, he's a little dude.
yeah.
He's a little dude that beats people with giant dildos.
I like
to
it.
death. Those are better movies. Revolver was good too. And then there was one he did with Ludacris that was kind of cool.
I don't think I saw that.
But he
one.
also did Swept Away with Madonna. So
He also did that awful King Arthur with Charlie Hunnam.
he also did that new Aladdin.
Ooh,
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
I don't need
But I
to.
assume it sucks.
Yeah,
I bought it.
it's got Will Smith, right?
Yeah.
That must suck.
Yeah, it's Will Smith as Robin Williams as the
I don't know. I
genie.
blacked out a little bit right now. Where are we?
I'm hallucinating. Anyway, he's played by Richard Portnow, who was in Sister
So
Act
many
2
things.
or
Sister Act 1. He's one of Harvey Keitel's goons, if you will.
and he's like a Seinfeld guy. He
Yeah.
was on Beauty and the Beast, right?
Uh-huh.
That's our connection for this
Uh-huh.
episode.
Yeah, he's typically not a man of power when he's acting. He's got, I mean, just the thinnest hairline, slick back, bald as can be, very Italian, and normally, like, as soon as I saw him, it's like, that's a used car salesman.
Yep.
That's what he does. And turns out he's had varying degrees of that
Yeah, he was a chop shop guy he
in
said?
Twins, and
Twins,
then
okay.
a tux salesman in Father the Bride.
He was also
Oh, I
credited,
like
speaking
Father
of
the Bride.
tuxedos, as wine-colored tuxedo man in Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. So that's a thing.
I mean, I feel like I should know the part. I love that movie.
Yeah, but I did watch it a lot of times, not in the greatest state of mind for
Maybe that's the
remembering.
problem.
Yeah. I've seen it probably 25 times, but also, who the fuck cares about wine-colored tuxedo guy? Also, I love that movie, but it's a marathon to watch because it gets to the end of that first movie,
Uh-huh.
and you're like, oh, this is the end of the movie, and then it continues. You're like, oh, that's right. There's a whole second half with the Casper girl and fucking the police convention. And
Christina Ricci.
there you go,
That's
Christina
her name.
Ricci. You knew what I meant. I didn't say forehead girl. I did now.
You didn't say
Yeah, you did.
Head.
But anyway, so they end up like he's talking to his son, and he's like, "Hey, you're such a piece of shit, whatever." And they do shove this bar owner guy's face into this grill because he's like embezzling
He's
money
cooking
or
the
whatever.
books.
Yeah.
And he's like, "And if you keep doing it, I'll really grill you." And I'm like, he has grill marks on his face.
Yeah, I'll roast you alive. Well, you kind of just did. You didn't finish the job.
He's just very rare.
He's just
still blue. I want it mooing.
I want
This
to
guy
send
would
this
moo.
back. My bartender's like nice and burnt up.
Oh, and to describe what a scummy looking dude this bar owner is,
Ugh.
or bar runner, whatever
Yeah,
he is,
he's
the
Fake
manager.
proprietor. He's the landlord.
He's a big fat guy,
Kind
with
of
like
a Hawaiian
with
shirt.
like a greaser haircut.
Yeah, almost a pompadour, but not.
You know, think about. Does anybody here ever watch Bobby's World?
Not in a long fucking time.
Like 30 years
I don't know
ago?
because it was cartoons only go like a few years for kids. They don't overlap as much. If you're only 3 years anyway, but he looks like Bobby's uncle. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't
I'd have
remember
to-
Bobby's
I'd have to
uncle.
go
Who
back
always
and
kind
look.
of reminded me of what's his name from Full House?
John Candy. Oh.
Not John Candy.
Stamos.
No, the other one, the other uncle.
Dave
with
Coulier.
Coulier?
Dave Coulier. Bobby's
Cut it
uncle
out.
kind of reminded me of Dave Coulier, except for Bobby's uncle had like a twirly greaser haircut.
And about another body in him.
Speaking of John Candy, I found out he was in a horror movie.
Oh,
And
you
we have
sent
to
me the
watch it, yeah.
screenshot. I need it.
The clown murders, like 1978 or something.
Gonna
It's
need
on
that.
the YouTubes. That's the only way I can find it.
If
I
you
did
know of
find
any
a
way we can get
VHS.
it, let us borrow it.
I found a VHS, but I was like, well, that doesn't help.
No. I might have
Oh,
VCR. somewhere
my
in
parents have one.
I might have a
they
old
do. They just
ancient
got Wi-Fi.
technology.
It's a DVD VHS dual.
Oh shit!
That way they can record their DVDs to VHS and then see them in better picture. See?
I know how to hit play on that one.
So that happens, and then we go back, and Josh is trying to do the lifts. Josh, by the way, was the douchey guy from the beginning we thought was going to be a
Yeah.
character.
Baby Bosch.
He's trying to do the lifts that Jeremy was doing earlier,
By
but
himself.
he's alone in the locker room at night and drops the barbell on his neck and dies. And it's kind of funny.
It's funny because I mean it's like this by way before college. If you're any sort of athlete that works out, like they were adamant in high school, you don't go to the gym alone, like for
Ever.
this fucking reason.
You know what? I don't lift weights,
I
but
do
I
every-
know that you're not supposed to do it alone.
Yeah. See.
And if you are alone, you don't put the clamp
say
at
I
the end of
believe
the
that?
barbell.
No, I was gonna say I actually lift weights every time I stand up.
That's me.
I do almost exclusively 12 to 16 ounce curls. And that Weasley teacher is apparently working with Treat Williams. We don't see the scene, but he sets up the dealers, like he's meeting up for a.
I think they talk. I think
drug deal.
I think it's off screen because the Black Ninja and Treat talk about it, and they see him on screen on camera, like, oh, we can use him, and then
And he did see them either beat or murder that guy at the bar because they were like, have a drink on me, stay out here, and
I
instead he
think,
peeked around the corner.
like you had said, he's getting paid, but that's just to keep him to do it.
Yeah, and you
the
know
way
he was
the way they got him to do it in the first place was by threatening him.
Well, he was going and peeking around the corner, watching this happen, like knowing he wasn't supposed to. It ended up bad for him. It's kind of like if you were a young kid and your parents have their friends over and they're like, you need to go to bed now. And you decide to go out and see what the adults are doing.
And you catch your parents fucking.
You see everybody fucking.
Yeah. Oh, you lived a different life than I did.
I'm not saying it happened to me, but it's happened.
Don't look at me like that.
You're the one that wanted to play Mr. Wheelbarrow Man.
Why are they all putting their keys in that goldfish bowl?
I was definitely not in one of those parties.
So anyway, he sets up these dealers, and Treat and Co. decide, like, they snipe them, or they snipe them with, like, electric taser rounds, which is pretty sweet.
And you're going to get some really good electrocution acting out
Yes,
of
you
a couple
are.
of these guys. I mean, they're giving their all.
I've got to assume that they were just stuntmen. There are only 6 stuntmen credited in this movie,
They
but there's
did
a
it
whole
all.
bunch of characters that are listed as, like, thug number 1, gangster number 1, whatever. So those are probably also stuntmen. They just got credited as actors because they were playing an acting role. Because this guy's he's used to faking being electrocuted.
It showed.
They were
showed.
well played.
I'm pretty sure he peed his pants.
Method.
And then the black ninja guy does come out with his like sword, and he like chops this dude, but it's with the sheath on, or whatever it's called. The
Sheath. You said it.
It's
is
a
it a sheath?
Yeah.
I feel like it's
Absolutely.
got another name when it's the wooden
Scabbard.
one. Scabbard. That's the word I was looking for.
He's rocking a katana, so I think we're gonna go sheath.
Okay. I don't know the difference.
I do.
The Japanese do.
So they get the money, and that's when they tell the guy, like, okay, take a long vacation. He says it's 80 grand. Some of it's for supplies, some of it's for him. I'm assuming some of it's for the mafia, but he
Yeah.
doesn't mention that. We just do this purely to get more money, to get more supplies, and then sell drugs, and then we get the money and we buy more supplies.
You are the worst mafia ever.
So Treat does confront the coach and tell him that Josh died. This coach gives this woe
How does
is
he
me
fucking
speech.
know that he does, like, he's like, he had a triple dose. Da, 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 da. I'm like, how the fuck do you know?
Treat Williams is an expert in all things.
Yeah.
Okay.
It'd be a Mary Sue if it was anybody else, but it's Treat Williams. So he can look at him. He can smell inside. He's like, oh, that's 3 doses.
Yeah, so he's
Okay.
just a Dick Treat, not a Mary Sue.
It's a real dick treat.
So yeah, this coach gives this fucking woe is me speech about how like, but they were going to fire me. I used to run a clean program and they were going to fire me. So I guess I just made a bunch of young people do steroids so I could keep my job.
Yeah, it's
I mean, he does say, he's like, I used to run a clean program, probably the only fucking one in the conference.
Yeah.
You know, so he is trying to give you a woe is me thing. And I thought he was having a change of heart. Like,
Yeah.
all right, so he's going to come clean. No, he has fucking Tony Lowe and the Altos set him up in the swimming
Yep.
gym.
Yeah. They
The swim
confront
gym.
him. They confront him in
What's the word
swimming-
I'm thinking of?
the
Swimming
swimming
pool?
pool?
Swimming pool. That works, yes. Swimming pool is a real person's word instead of swim gym.
The wet
I
nazium.
like swim gym.
Get a little overheated? Jump into a swim gym.
Oh yeah. Splash me.
Oh my god! I just heard, you know that like car dealership, the I'm in a pickle, blah blah blah. He now has the fucking Macho Man thing.
Macho Man Randy Savage, too soon, dude.
Yep.
I know it's been like 10, 12 years since he died, but too soon.
You can't be Macho Man.
He,
You're neither Macho nor a man.
You're barely a person.
I'm Scott Lehman. Come buy a car, brother.
yeah, I just heard it on the radio today, and I
I'm
was
glad
like,
I don't listen to the
fuck
radio.
Yeah, same. Your wife and I both commented how inviting these pools looked.
yes,
They are crystal clear with some blue walls. They look
yes.
They look great because they're large, wet, probably cool.
Oh, yeah.
And there are no other human beings in them.
Oh,
Zero.
yeah.
Appeals to me. Not a big fan of swimming pools, mostly because I'm like, how much of this is people?
There's a lot of people in this pool.
Is this basically a people stew? Or is it just a people broth?
No, that's
Ew.
that's a jacuzzi.
That's why I got rid of my hot tub when I moved into that house. It came with one. I was like, I don't want to make people soup. Gross.
Just dice up some carrots,
Hell
throw
yeah.
some onions up in
Maybe
there.
you guys have a stew going. No, we throw them in a bag and sous vide 'em in my house.
Need it tender. Mm-hmm. So Treat gives the steroid speech to the class, which doesn't make any sense because it's a fucking
Just
English class.
out of nowhere.
He's like, you know what? Because they're not paying attention to him when he
He
walks in.
slams the book
Slams
closed.
the book down, and he's like, listen, steroids are bad. And everybody's
Okay.
like, what the fuck is he talking about? And he's, going
Steroids
through
are bad. They're gonna give you a heart attack, back knee, whatnot.
the wither your testicles, okay?
Your testicles, you got tiny little
You
testicles.
don't need
okay?
tiny testicles, okay?
Next time you get a date, you're gonna wonder why your testicles so small. Let me ask. We have a couple ladies here present. Are balls a thing you care about?
I do love me some
You love you
balls.
some balls?
I love some balls.
All right, but I mean, like, is there a size that's like, oh my god, check out the balls on
Oh,
him?
we talk.
But speaking of South Park, it's not the episode where they're all getting cancer so they can get medical marijuana, and all the girls are like, "Oh my god, his balls are so big."
It's
And
just
I'm like,
always
I don't
something I've
think-
wondered for, because for guys, like, ooh, look, she's got a tight shirt, so I can check out the boobs. Ooh, she's got tight pants, I can check out the butt. For guys, like, I understand if you're trying to check out that dick, but
It's
is
just
it?
the outline there, right? Like,
Yeah,
but it's like that's a great outline.
this just
That
in.
outline's not too impressive though. I need it to look like just 2 globes hanging, fucking
I want it to look like
pomegranates.
fuzzy dice hanging off
I
a
like-
rear view fucking mirror.
I like when they hang down because when you're doggy style, it like claps on the clit.
Oh yeah, learn something new every day. It's like
Speaking of golf clap,
it's like it's like one of those toys in Spencer's. It's just clap, clap, clap.
Exactly.
We have gone off the rails, people.
Yes, we
I
have.
don't even know where we are anymore.
So he's just going on this speech about like this
Tiny
is all of-
testicles.
Oh, and when he
all
says
of the
withered
things.
testicles, he puts his hands on the two big guys' shoulders too.
Yep. They're like,
He's
oh,
like-
fuck you.
And they're like, my balls aren't small. Well, actually, I don't know. I can't see them. But
And then what does he say? He's like, and then, one of them that you guys don't hear about, it does kill you. Not in a couple months, not in a few years, but right now. You should ask your classmate Josh.
the worst.
But don't
way-
expect an answer back anytime soon. He's at the morgue getting his organs removed and harvested.
dissected.
and
One.
Dissected,
Dude,
rather.
worst way to inform a class. Like it's happening.
Hard
You see-
disagree, dude.
You see it in movies. It's like Scream, where they're like, this event happened. We're sorry. There are counselors available. That's what I wanted at the end of this. He's like, his organs are being removed and dissected, and you can't ask him a fucking question. And there are counselors available if you need to speak to anybody.
I hope you all have a good rest of the day, all things considered.
Class is canceled for the day. I hope you mourn your friend. Goodbye.
Don't do steroids.
I said good day.
I said good class, sir.
I said withered testicles.
So this is when he fights the mobster guys in the swimming hall, whatever we went with there.
Swim gym, thank you. I think
Swim
it's been.
gym, yes.
I think it's been established.
I'm sorry, it is a swim gym.
Don't forget the name, Swim Gym.
Welcome to the swim gym, brother. So yeah, he fights these mobster guys, and he takes off his glasses to do it, and you see him pop a lens out, and you're like, what?
Okay.
Okay.
I swore it was gonna be something cheesy, like he's gonna blind him with like reflecting light.
Yeah, something stupid.
But
No,
no.
he's way cooler than that. He fucking slices fucking
Tony
Danny
Lowe.
LaRusso. Tony LaRusso.
Skid Row.
I can't stop. Now I know it's Danny, and I can't stop. Danny LaRusso.
Tony Lowe.
So yeah, he slices his fucking throat and shoves him into this pool, and I'm like, well, there's 10,000 gallons of water wasted.
Yep.
Good job, treat.
Now there's a bunch of people in that pool. It's all one person, but it's a bunch of them.
Yeah.
Wait, he sliced his balls and all the sperm came out? Is that how that works?
No, it's just one person, all his essence.
Okay. I thought P was stored in the balls. I was getting confused. And he ends up beating the shit out of these other two dudes, and he tells them basically, like, he's like, I can kill you, or you can go tell your boss, like, what happened here or something.
Yeah.
I do love when they come at him, by the way. I have to mention it real quick. He doesn't just, like, he's got three guys coming at him, so instead of it being like, you're like, look how cool I am, I'm going to fight three guys, he fucking kicks Tony LaRusso, or Tony Lowe.
Straight up in the
right in the
face.
fucking, no, he kicks him in the shin really hard.
Oh.
It just takes his legs out, so he just goes flam and flips down onto his face.
I mean, it's choreographed fucking well.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah, his fight scenes are actually pretty, and he looks like he's doing the majority of it. Not because he's a great
you
martial
can't
artist.
replace that hairline.
He's just like, well, this movie's budget was $1,000.
Uh-huh.
We don't have money for another stunt, man. I didn't see a budget. It's harder to find budgets on TV movies. So
Oh yeah, HBO. You said.
yeah, the home box office.
Oh yeah.
Marvin HBO was like, I need another movie with that Treat Williams.
Show me them nerps.
And we do have a nut shot in this fight
Yes,
from
we do.
behind too. He just goes right up into this guy's gooch.
Yeah, he does.
He
Totem
puts his
ball.
medium rare foot right up.
Right up into this guy's now well done testes. And then so the mob ends up, they take Tony's body to
They
Vinny.
unceremoniously stuffed their boss's dead son in this trunk, and all I thought is he is not going to be happy when you present him with a trunk full of dead
Yeah.
No,
son.
and I understand you can't drive around them in the back seat or something, right? This
Why
isn't-
not? He's sleeping.
It's not like having a dummy where you're trying to get in the HOV lane and you've got like I've got a dummy here. It's a dead body. What if you get pulled over? Eh.
He's dead tired.
They're like, don't worry, officer. He's going to be okay.
Yeah.
And they stuff him, but they do stuff him because when they show the body to his dad, it's not like they laid him in there nicely.
Nope.
He's like jacked to the side with his arm behind him, and he's just staring up. Like
This is like an angry father packing for a vacation he didn't want to go on.
Exactly.
It doesn't fit.
Make it fit.
Dad, you broke. I don't give a fuck.
We're leaving at 5
A.M.
Oh God,
Ugh. We going
That
fishing?
was my parents.
that's time to go to bed.
Yeah. Oh, I would stay
We
up on
slept
those.
in the car.
I would stay up on those so I could sleep in the car.
Yeah.
And then my dumb ass would get like 1 hour sleep. Like, well, tomorrow's gonna suck.
Don't worry, you're a child. You have infinite energy.
I still do it now.
I can't get tired on road trips because I'm driving.
Yeah, you still could.
It's for the joke. We've never died. So anyway, the mob does end up going after Ed, guy in the chair. They just knock on this van. One of the guys does. And,
Oh, the laughing guy.
and Ed's like, oh, hey, Black Ninja. And he like opens the door.
Flips the switch.
He flips a switch so that the camera is recording what's happening.
And the monitor's showing that.
Yep.
But it also never comes to anything.
Yeah, it does.
Does it?
It shows
Yeah.
treating them who killed him.
Yeah, Ramel's like...
I don't remember them watching it.
Yeah,
Ramel's
it's-
like, yeah, he recorded it. We know
Who did
killed
this?
him.
Like, we have it all on recording.
Oh,
the
okay, I
hitman
missed
has a
that.
good line because, like, and what is he?
I
What's,
don't remember what he said.
there's a good setup for it. Is like,
yeah, I don't remember.
who do you want me to meet?
Oh, yeah. It's like, I have someone for you to meet.
Oh, what do you
or
have
whatever.
to propose or some shit is
And
what Ed
it's
says.
like something about like, well, I have someone for you to meet, and he's like, who is? He's like, your maker. Or, it ends up with being basically meet your maker, and then he fucking blasts this dude.
And then walking away, he's like, that's pretty fucking good.
Yeah, he's laughing.
Did you hear what I said? I know I'm alone right now, but you hear what I fucking said?
Oh,
I said
man,
meet your maker.
I'm telling Vinny and the boys
Oh,
about
man.
this later.
They're gonna love it.
If only there was a recording of this somewhere I could show my friends.
I'm finally getting a nickname. They're gonna call me Louis the Quip.
Because I'm quipped like a bunny.
So then Andy goes to. We're in the final act of the movie here, the final scene, really.
Final.
Besides the wrap up, Andy goes to the mob hideout, and she pulls up.
her voice on again.
Yeah, I'm here for a date with Tony.
Tony's not
dude, that guy is just like, Tony's not here. I'm like, don't go in that house.
Okay. Sorry, I put on that fake voice. Yours just terrified me. We're leaving.
She's like, well, I guess I have a date with you then.
Buzz.
The door opens immediately.
This is Willem Dafoe in fucking Boondock
Oh my God, it is.
Tony B sent me over.
Except for she doesn't actually fuck anyone. Yeah. And yeah, the guy who this is the muscle, he's Vinny's muscle. This guy is Max Payne, who was apparently a WWF wrestler in the 80s, 90s.
Which I don't recognize him one
No,
fucking
I
bit.
just saw it. It was like under his IMDb. It's like known for WWE Raw 1991.
Known for wearing 5 extra large shirts as undershirts.
Known for beating dudes up while wearing a thong.
Known for classily saying, well, you didn't know your boyfriend's dead? How about you give me some head?
Yeah, you're sure you want to? Oh,
Thought
you
you'd
have it?
express your sorrow by giving one of his close associates head or a blowjob.
Ew.
He
No,
does
he
say
says
head.
head.
Yeah, he does say head. And then she's eventually comes back with like, well, I thought instead of giving you head, basically, I remember I beat the shit out of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, she immediately changes her voice mid-sentence, and his eyes go, what?
Well, because she starts like, "Where are the rest of the boys? Where are they outside? And how many are there? And what are they doing?"
Yeah, and he's like, wait, what?
Huh?
And she makes the mistake of, I mean, she does stomp him with these heels, and there's blood on these heels when they're coming out of his shoe.
Oh, yeah.
Which is a nice touch for a low-budget movie. But she's very close to him, so his option is...
Grab her.
You
Grab and
gave you
throw.
like I feel like this chick needs to be sticking and moving. Kidney
She
punch
should've
from
been-
behind. You duck under his big old fucking ass.
What I would have done is pretending like, oh, it's just us. Take my shoes off. Whack in the temples. Done.
Oh yeah, but then we don't get the fake hump scene.
Yeah, then we don't
Oh,
get the necromancy. Wait, not necromancy. Necrophilia.
It's pre-necrophilia. Thank you.
I
Which
guess
all
he's not
sex
quite
is.
dead, right? So yeah, she ends up on top of him and she's
I'm
choking
not dead
him out.
yet.
You will be soon.
I
She's-
didn't come yet.
If that fucking just hits him in the head. Anyway. She's on top of him, choking him out with like this nightstick or whatever.
It's a broken stool leg.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
And
She hears
she hears someone
a
coming,
ruckus.
so
And
she
knock
just
at the
starts
door.
riding him and moaning, and fucking Tony the Quip or whatever I said his name is,
Yeah.
opens the door and he's like, never mind, and just leaves.
just muscle being muscle.
Just Muscle railing some broad. And then Muscle's dead.
Yep.
You watched your friend die.
I don't think this guy would have cared.
This is when she's choking him, she's like, by the way, I bought these tits for $49.95. The ones with nipples cost more. Dead. Like, that's the last words he heard. The ones with nipples cost more.
Oh man, he stole my epitaph.
I know I'm going to be cremated or thrown in a dumpster or whatever. Just buy a tombstone and leave it wherever and just have it say the ones with nipples cost more. And then have my date. No name. Just the date I was born and the date I died,
That
and the
will
ones
be-
with nipples cost more.
That'll be my tattoo for you.
I have a good friend that's gonna get a can of soup with my face on it with an expiration date when I die. We've discussed it. It's been talked about.
The really fucked
Okay,
up thing
then.
is that friend's gonna end up getting married, and their significant other's gonna find that can of soup one day and be like, well, "This is expired."
No, it's a tattoo.
All the
should-
oh, okay. I was like,
should be
also, by the way, what are jackettios?
What are jack beans?
No, it should be a bag of ginger snaps.
Oh, atta girl. I wish I liked those more.
I love ginger snaps.
We're self-loathing people, so I don't need much ginger.
So they raid this warehouse because mobsters always hang out in a warehouse.
Sex party.
There is a sex party going on.
We
That's
do
what they
get some
say.
tits
It's-
and
I
ass.
mean-
One guy banging two chicks,
Which, hey, good on you, buddy.
but it's not a sex
But
party.
it's not a sex party.
3 people does not a party make,
No, sir.
unless they're like going to a restaurant. A sex party of 3.
Yeah, but there's like 2 people watching them.
Mr. Sex, party of 3.
I do love they end up sneaking in here, and this guy with the AK-47 that comes out the window at the beginning, he's like pointing his gun and looking around. They have not heard anything. No one's been killed yet.
They're just on patrol.
They're like video game people on patrol. They're just always going, huh?
Uh-huh.
Did you hear something?
It's an
Guess it's
NPC.
nothing. And they walk away.
I used to be a mafia man, so I took an arrow to the knee. Skyrim.
Okay.
So there's a shootout against these stormtroopers, and Treat
Because they can't hit shit.
Treat is fucking Chuck Norrising these guys
Yes,
and just
he
taking
is.
them out with his fucking machine gun, and they can't hit a goddamn thing.
He's got one of my favorite moves. He kills a guy and then closes the door to the room. And you're like, what the fuck are you doing closing
there's
the
a guy
door?
behind the door.
Because there's a guy behind the door. So then he burst in
On his back.
on his back on the door and just brop, brop. It's a great little
It was
visual
cute.
treat.
I dug it.
Yeah, because they're like waiting, like, okay, we're gonna bust out there and get this motherfucker. Oh, that one dude's still behind the door. I don't know where he thinks he's going, but it does.
I'll stay
it is
here. You
great.
go get him.
Yeah, we'll both go out at the same time. Open the door.
Count
for
of 3,
him.
right? Let me get the door for you, though. Pussy.
Ladies first. Ladies first.
And then another fun part, just after that, he like stands up and starts to walk out of the room, sees there's a shadow, so he takes a step back and then shoots up.
Through the
While
roof of
looking
this
at the
office
shadow,
building, yeah.
like to make sure he's hitting. It's fucking dope.
Yeah.
And he does. They show that he's a professional trained mercenary because he's like walking through, like doing like kind of
He's-
proper footing.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's
taking
twinkle
these dudes
toes.
out.
I like it, but at the same time, this movie is trying to get to 130 or an hour and 30.
Yeah.
This movie is trying to
Oh,
get
he's
to 90
mowing
minutes.
these guys down for a solid 3 minutes.
I mean, they added that the whole like 3 minutes in the beginning.
I think that's
you
why
know,
they
like,
added
yeah.
it.
Yeah. Oh, I'm telling you, they barely hit. They hit. It was 89 minutes and 51 seconds. You couldn't even hit that 90 mark.
the HBO people are just like, look, it needs to be 90 minutes to be a movie, and they turn that in. They're like,
Have you tried adding more tits?
when we put the thing at the beginning that's like, whom, and it says HBO, that'll make it 3. or
That's
that'll
why
make it
there's so
90.
much shitty slow mo. Like if we just stretch out this 5
Yeah.
seconds into
Oh,
15
I
seconds,
think you might actually be
like
on something.
8 times.
Yeah, exactly. That's 100% what it is because they didn't shoot it in slow mo.
No.
No.
because you shoot like a really high frame rate, so when you slow it down, it looks like things.
And
are
also,
slow.
you show things that are cool in slow mo, not dudes working out.
I don't know. It depends on who's watching.
All right.
Like I said, it's also that 90s. Like it definitely looked like a gym commercial.
It looked like the reality
or a
TV
the feel
show.
of feel
Like
of,
a-
or good vibrations
Like a
music
swim
video.
gym? Is it a swim gym? I'm never going to let myself live that down.
Neither will I.
He does stab a guy in the dick,
Uh-huh.
which is pretty sweet.
Dude, no,
Not for
he's
the guy
like-
with the dick.
He like gets it in there. I'm fairly certain he stabbed a kidney while he
He
was
goes
doing that.
blade into urethra and just runs it upward.
If I had the time or the foresight, I would have
Or the
also, I would have gotten a
foreskin.
kill count or the foreskin. I would have gotten a kill count, but also then I would have had to start at a nut count.
Nut
A
counts,
dick
yeah.
trauma count.
We need separate little clickies.
All right,
Okay.
I got
We can do that.
87 kills. I got 87 dick traumas.
Weird.
Weird.
That's a movie I don't want to watch.
They do. He
I
does.
Okay. It's 'cause you don't have a
Ramel,
dick.
the black ninja, slices off a dude's arm, which is pretty cool. Except for
Until-
he definitely slices it off at the elbow.
And
the
then-
guy's
With the arm
missing-
laying on the ground.
The guy's missing the arm from the fucking shoulder.
It's one of those things where you can see the arm. Like he's just
Yes.
like, I'm slightly wider than a normal man. It's fine.
I just appreciate they got a fake arm laying on the ground.
Yeah,
I'll give
covered,
him
covered
that.
in blood.
I'll give him
And we
that.
did get squibs during this scene because there have been some other shootings and murders, but there hasn't really been any. There's been blood, but it's like blood after the fact. Like when he slices the guy's throat and he's holding his throat and then he lets go and blood comes out.
Uh-huh.
And like he did shoot some people, and there was no real. The blood was on the ground, but not this time. We do get some like pop, like right out of the stomach and chest.
We get great blood work here.
And it's 99. They could have easily gone to the dark magics.
I'm glad they did not.
I'm glad.
Yeah. And then the Vinny and Louis the Quip are trying to get away.
Vinny and the Quip.
Vinny and Louis the Quip are trying to get away, and they're in this fucking like caddy.
Bulletproof.
And he's like, "Don't worry, boss. The car's bulletproof.
And what joke did you make?
It's not swordproof."
And what happens?
Sword goes through the top of this thing and fucking right into Louis the Quip. And I'm pretty sure that if it's bulletproof, it's swordproof. I'm not 100% sure how things like that work. But I feel like swords move slower than bullets.
I feel like one gets the other. Like
Yeah.
you're all encompassed when you say bulletproof.
Like if I'm wearing Kevlar, you can't stab me.
I don't know. I could try.
I mean, I'm pretty sure like stab vests are also Kevlar.
I'm gonna
vests,
take that
right?
bet and then stab you
Chainmail.
in the arm where you're not wearing a vest.
Oh, he stabbed me.
Damn
He
it.
wins. I mean, it's like I'm gonna wear this bulletproof vest because no one ever shoots anyone in the head.
Yeah. No, or the legs.
Good guys can't get shot in the head. Don't worry, the vest is fine.
It's in the script right here. You shoot me in the chest.
Look, I've got my bulletproof armor and my plot armor. We're doing fine.
I'm good to go.
And like Louis, I don't know if that's his name, gets killed, and Vinny ends up getting out of the car, and he's trying to shoot. Treat Williams gets in the car, and he's trying to shoot the car, and it's like
The Quip just told you. Oh, and the Quip gets stabbed when the sword goes through the roof.
yeah, he
Goes
doesn't die right
into
away
him.
because he's alive when Treat pulls him out.
Uh-huh.
But I think they just left him on the ground to bleed out.
Yeah.
You never see
In
him
case he
again.
wants to be in the sequel, Derek.
And then fucking Treat Williams basically just Christine's
Yeah, he
fucking
does.
Vinny the Brick here.
Yeah.
Because he's pushing this, and it's just like
These
the scene
barrels
in
of
Christine
something.
where the car is pushing into that little narrow alleyway, and the guy is in there, and the car doesn't give a fuck because it can heal itself, and it's just pushing in, and steel is just ripping off this car, and it crushes this dude. It's exactly what he's doing because he's pushing through these barrels. He's like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Yep, not my fucking car.
He's got a singular focused mind, and it's kill you with this car.
Yeah, and he backs up and rams him again, and he does it a couple times until he
Bumper, I
crushes
hardly
him.
know her.
And then there's gas pouring out of the tailpipe, question mark.
Uh-huh.
Not really sure how that works.
Well, it's a caddy.
But it leads to this great thing after they're leaving, because obviously the last one alive is the boss. You have to kill the boss last. And they're walking away, and Andy pulls out a cigar, and she's smoking this.
She's doing a Lewinsky.
She
She's
looks
doing the
good
Lewinsky
doing
again.
it too.
And Treat is like, takes it from her. He's like, you know, these things will kill you. Throws it over his shoulder right into the gas. And this car goes up almost as if it were made of C4.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Like, well, we bulletproofed it with C4, boss. Don't worry about it.
If a bullet does get through, we're fucked.
Yeah, we had to make it bulletproof because the insulation is made out of C4. It really holds in the heat and keeps out the cold. Because they're on the East Coast. It's
I'm
cold there.
telling you, man, I got a smoking deal on this.
Oh, fun story. This takes place at East Atlantic College or whatever, right? So they're clearly somewhere on the East Coast, New Jersey, presumably, that area.
I believe I saw Utah being thanked in the
Yeah,
credits.
this was filmed in Utah, and I read it in the trivia. It was like basically the dude had to try to shoot it as hard as he could to not get any mountains in it, because wherever they're supposed to be, mountains don't exist,
Yeah.
and they don't have a
Fair enough.
let's erase mountains budget.
Yeah, no, you don't have that.
But yeah, so Vinny's cut in half, car explodes, huge explosion. I feel like this is where at least a
Big
third of the
bada
budget
boom.
went.
Yeah. This is the Rambo 1 when he blows up the gas station. Like, how big do you want it?
And this car blows up, and it's almost as if and it might be what they did. It's like they had the car there, and then they just like matched the shot and just had an explosion because there's no more car.
Uh-huh.
Like there's an explosion, and it's just vapor, fire, and nothing.
No, you can still see the car.
Was it there? I
Yeah.
saw an explosion that made a car disappear.
No, it was
Well,
still
then they
there.
brought it back.
Because
It's
the
Christine.
hood was open and you could see the whole engine.
Yeah, the
Oh,
engine
okay.
that was not on fire.
Correct.
Okay.
Pretty
I
sure
don't know.
gasoline goes to the engine.
I thought so.
And during the whole thing, Treat did get shot, which I only mentioned because at the wrap-up scene here, when they go back to Nicole,
Oh, he's hugging with that arm.
he's got the fucking brace thing on his arm, and she's like, or sling, and she's like, "What happened there?" And he's like, "Cut myself shaving."
Yeah, shaving your arm again. He's like, just below the elbow. Like, you can't
Just
you can't
to the
outquick this
elbow.
man. Yeah,
Just
just
to
the
the
elbow. He's a, just
It's great
Fucking
because
love
she
him.
takes the medal and it's all nice, and they walk away, and there's a freeze frame, which we love and hate.
Oh, I love him in a movie like this.
But leading up to the freeze frame, there's just like voiceover of a news report, and it's like, Following the East Atlantic steroid scandal, Bo Williamson, or whatever the fuck his name is, has left the school and the team after the coach killed himself. Good night.
But that's it. Like, we're not going to talk
what
about.
was said?
Yeah,
I
the coach
didn't
killing
catch
himself
that.
should be big, and also the let's say no less than 20 bodies that are left in this fucking steroids.
Well, the government
wake.
covered
Real.
that up.
Jesus Christ.
But I just love it. Well, actually, it went after the coach killed himself. And this person has the news or the weather now. And I was like, what?
Wow.
Transition from suicide to weather.
We are going to go to correspondent now who's covering a cat's birthday party, and she says that it's perfect. Take it away, Michael.
And that's the end of the movie. And we waited to see who did the music because it's fucking awful and weird and out of place.
Yeah,
it
it
was
is.
nobody.
Yeah, it misses on
Some
every
guy
fucking
named
turn.
Hans Gruber.
No, it was like Tor. Dude, it's Tor Heinemann. No, it's Tor Hyman.
Oh, Tormund Wolfsbane. I think that's the name, right? Is that right? Giantsbane.
Tormund Giantsbane.
Tormund Giantsbane did the music for
talking about
this.
my brother like that.
He's not the Bane of Wolves. He
But
loves
somebody
wolves.
else that did the music was named LaRusso.
Yeah,
Oh,
one of the
that's
people who actually
right.
did the playing was Vincent LaRusso. I was like, huh.
So, that's where we got the name.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
And that's that. So
Yeah.
what are we saying around the board here?
I mean,
Take
it
it
was.
first.
I say one thumb.
Yeah.
The end was much better than the beginning.
I'm not going to recommend it, but I am going to say it's better than a lot of things we've watched. I didn't
Yes.
hate it by any means, but I'm going to quote your husband here when it was over. It's a movie,
It's a movie.
and it's fine to drink and, make fun of it, but there's other better things to do that with. So for me, it's a no.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because I watched all three of the Treat Williams substitutes to figure out which one to do for this. But I am going to recommend it because I think of the three, it's the best one.
It's an option not to recommend any of the substitutes.
Right.
I'm just saying, I think it's the best one. It's the most a movie. Like, it has a
Yeah.
beginning, a middle, and end. There's a storyline all the way through it. Like, number 4 is hardly a movie.
The movie's competent. It's just not enough of it. Of
Yeah.
everything it's doing, it's not enough of.
I think it's fun. So it's a soft recommend.
Yeah.
But I would recommend it if you don't have to pay for it twice like I did.
There you go. Or just buy it.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's $3.99 on Amazon and whatever. And I rented it to watch it and then decided to do it. So I rented it again. That's $8. It was $7.99 to buy.
Yep.
So, I mean, technically I paid 1 penny less because it was $3.99 plus $3.99.
Taxes, though, man.
I should have just bought it because I'd probably watch it again, but I'm not going to pay to watch it again.
No.
If it goes streaming on something that's not Tubi.
It goes to HBO.
Actually, you know what? Let me change this because as a Tubi movie, I think it's a good like nursing a hangover type of thing.
Take a little nap.
Because you can watch it. There's not a lot going on throughout the movie. There's a couple of cool kill scenes and stuff, and then you have the end where there's a shootout and there's explosions, but it's not too loud.
And you also won't be lost if you take a little winker.
No, you'll wake up and go, "Oh yeah, Treat Williams."
Oh, yeah.
He's
I
doing
know what
stuff.
we're doing
Steroids.
here.
Got
Oh
it.
yeah, it's like the principal, but like with a cool guy instead of fucking Jim Belushi.
Oh, dick trauma. Got it.
So that'll be it for this week. Next week
That's it
we
for this,
have
for this month? Or no, we
well,
got...
next week we have
Next
Surge coming to do Dead
Ooh,
Heat.
Can't wait.
Yes, and spoiler alert, we already recorded that and it's awesome.
Oh, did we?
Did we?
Was I
don't know.
there?
I remember.
I was there.
We had to record things and whatever we had to record them because of availability. It's a great episode, so tune in next week for that one. That'll be the conclusion of Trick or Treat Williams.
We'll see
which
if I
has
like
been a
that
fun
one.
event. It's been a fun month.
It was easier to take than Rambo's.
Yeah,
It was.
yeah. And I think out of 5 movies that were supposed to be horror adjacent, we ended up with a solid 1.2 horror movies.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
but that's it for now. Tune in next week. Check out our YouTube show that we do, New Movies, Worst People. You can just go to youtube.com/badmoviesworstpeople, or you can go to our website, badmoviesworstpeople.com, click the little red thing that looks like YouTube logo, because it is, and that'll take you right there. We do like every other
that's
week
how that works?
ish, and it's new movies that are coming out and our opinions on that, relatively spoiler free depending on the movie. And don't forget to check out Evasion. They provide our opening and closing music. Don't forget to go buy merchandise. Don't forget to like, rate, review, subscribe, whatever the things you do on your given podcast app, because everything you do gives us more visibility, and more visibility means more people listening, and more people listening means one day we might make $1.50.
And
Right?
which would mean more show for you.
Yeah.
I mean, you can be selfish about this.
If we can make money,
I can quit my
I
job.
have a whole idea for another show that's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
But we need money first.
Yep.
Because I can't afford to do this for free. I'm already doing 2 shows.
Trying to get my Renegade podcast off the ground here.
So do all those things. Tell your friends. Check us out. We'll see you guys next week. You know what I mean. I have been Derek.
I've been Whitney.
I'm Jack.
And remember, the winner takes all. Good night, and go treat yourself.
Give yourself an
It's fine.
excited voice, though, real quick. Just to
I'm
see.
excited. I'm an excited.
I'm excited.
I'm excited. See?
Hey, Mom, I'm excited.